The cosine rule. Just like the sine rule, the cosine rule is also used to find missing sides and angles in a triangle that is not right angled. Now we'll follow through each one of them. All you have to do is just follow my lead. If you look at this triangle, we are having side S, R and T, and then we are having angles R, capital R, which is opposite that side, R. Then we have angle S, which is that one, which is opposite that small side S. Then we have capital T, this angle T, which we have labeled and is opposite that small t. So if we want to start stating the cosine rule, it is going to be t squared is going to be equal to s squared plus r squared minus 2 times s times r times the cosine of the angle that is opposite t, which is that cos t. You realize here that this side t squared, the thing we began with, the side we began with, is whose angle we are going to find the cosine of. If we started with r, it's going to be r squared is going to be equal to s squared plus t squared minus 2 times s times t times the cosine that is opposite r, which is that one, cosine of that angle, capital R, which is that. Then if we start with s, it's going to be s squared is going to be equal to r squared plus t squared minus 2 times r times t times the cosine of the angle opposite s, which is that one, cosine s. So the cosine rule is just as simple as that. You just have to commit it to memory. Let's do some examples that require us to use this cosine rule. In our example here, we're being required to find length A. So we do not know length A, so we use the cosine rule. Look, you can either use the sine rule or the cosine rule, depending on the question and depending on your need. You use whatever rule that you may find easy for you to use to find what you want. Otherwise, both cosine and sine rules are used to find lengths and angles of triangles that are not right angled. When interpreting a number using the cosine rule, it is important that you try to identify within the question you've been given which side has got the angle, which side is opposite the angle, because that is the one that is advisable you begin with. Because if you look at this here, the angle only appears once, the capital T, and this angle T is the angle that is opposite. It is the angle that is opposite the length, the small length T. If you look at this angle R, which is that one, if you look at our right up, it is R that is beginning here. It's what we began with side R as R squared. Likewise for S, angle S, we began with small s, the length. So in our example, we are going to use the cosine rule to find the value of A. Now using the value of A, you realize that this side A is opposite the angle. The only angle that is given is directly opposite the side A. So meaning that it is advisable that we begin with side A because we only have this angle. So it means here we shall say A squared is going to be equal to, A squared is going to be equal to 8 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 8 times 9 times the cosine of the angle that is opposite that line, which is 60. So it's going to become A squared is going to be equal to 9 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times this times that, 2 times 9 times 8 times the cosine that is opposite A, which is 60. And we go ahead and find the value of A by computation. We shall get a value of A here as 145 minus 72. A squared is going to give us 73. So when we find the square root on both sides, we'll get our value of A as that's our answer. Let's look at the next example. Still in this question, they are requiring us to find the value of A. Here, we've only been given that as 60 degrees. the angle. Now if you realize this particular question, that we have the angle 60, it is at point C, 60, and it is opposite a length given, which is 9. So because we only have one angle, which is 60 degrees, in what has been given to us, and it is what is directly opposite the 9 centimeters. So in our write-up, when we are trying to state the cosine rule, it is advisable that we begin with that line whose angle is given. So we begin with 9. So it's going to be 9 squared is going 9 squared is equal to 8 squared plus a squared minus 2 times 8 times a times the cosine of the angle that is opposite 9, which is 60. So we begin our write-up. It's going to be 9 squared is going to be equal to 8 squared plus a squared minus 2 times 8 times a times the cosine of the angle that is opposite that line, which is 60. And the rest is just arithmetic. We calculate to find the value of a. So 9 squared here we know is 81 is equal to 64 plus a squared minus 2. So we shall form a quadratic equation in a squared minus 8a minus 17. Now when you solve this quadratic equation, of course we're going to get two answers. We're going to get 9.744, that is our value of a, or our value, the second value of a will be negative 1.744. But now since we are looking for a length, it means we shall take on the positive value. So this will become our answer for the value of a. Please remember to share this video on other video sharing platforms, and also to subscribe and hit that like button. Thanks for watching. This is Arnold Rangakuramia for Kisembo Academy.